Hello everybody, and welcome to Andrew Broussard Watercolors. Today I'm just playing around, experimenting, and in today's scenario just gonna try to paint betta fish. We'll see what happens. I'm just gonna take the approach of the Chinese brush painting for goldfish and see if I could kind of charge different colors in and see what happens for these guys. So I'm going to dive right in. I'll probably switch back and forth between different brushes and I'll let you know what I'm using. So here is the Squirrel Mop. And I'm going to grab some alizarin. And I wonder if it would help to take alizarin and grab a little ultramarine at the top so I can get a variety in the one mark. There you go. There's our body. With this tail, and I'm looking at different pictures on Google. I'm just flicking it out. All those frills. I'm going to mix a darker mix, alizarin and ultramarine. This will be the head. Now this is kind of just charging colors in to experiment. And I think ultimately the same type of experiment would take place if I was doing when I'm going to try butterflies and whatnot. See, I'm going to take the number 1 rigger. I think on the next one I'll take the body, and I'll make the body smaller in comparison to the rest of the figure itself. The underside is quite dark. Grab a little Payne's gray and charge that in there. Okay, so that's my first attempt. I'll let it dry. I'll come back for the eyes. I'm going to experiment with a few different brushes. So this is the sword dagger brush, the 1/4. What colors do I want for this one? Let's grab light red oxide and ultramarine. So I'm going to try the body. Now let's do the tail. This one I'm getting kind of more expressive with, but I'm not sure if it's the quantity of water and pigment that's causing that. This is the head right there. They do have fins here, so we could come in with that. Do a fin up at top. I don't think there's really need to charge color into this one. That came out like, that's a nice combination. I might wipe a space. I could grab vermilion, because that seems to be common within the Chinese painting culture. It's not true vermilion. This is a mixture, and that's going to be cerulean. My cerulean is not wet, so this might not be the best. Let's see what happens here. Let's try the other way. I'll have it come off the body. The paper is, and I'm going to pronounce it wrong, Moulin du Roi. It's kind of some scrap paper that I had that I wanted to experiment on. Let's charge in kind of how we charged in this one. I'm taking that, I think this is ultramarine right here. Come back, dry ice for the head. Let's play around with a different brush. The Jumbo Round. This is the Silver Black Velvet Jumbo Round brush. I got this probably 2 or 3 years ago. I was watching a lot of paintings by Rick S. on YouTube. He has just a lot of fantastic stuff. So I highly recommend checking them out. Let's grab, just looking at different betta fish with a different color. This is yellow ochre. Let's grab yellow ochre. And cerulean. So I'm just playing around with putting different colors on my brush and letting it mix on the paper or stay separated. We'll put this guy right here. Grab more cerulean. I would say, unfortunately, this one I'm having the most trouble with. I was having trouble with getting expressiveness with it with the goldfish. Charging in that Payne's Gray is helping though, I think. So let's experiment with that. I'll try to get that upturned face. I feel like that one was a little too finicky. So I don't want to, like, if anybody's watching this and trying to look for recommendations and all that, I don't want to push or pull towards any direction. I want you guys to kind of come to your own conclusions. But me personally, I think if I'm doing a fast and loose, like super fast and loose goldfish or betta fish, I can't use the Jumbo Round. It's just not working for me. But I did use some weird colors for that one too. And they were more opaque. So let's grab an opaque. Let's grab that yellow ochre. Grab some ultramarine. This brush, I believe, is called might be a cloud brush. Just charging some colors in here, see what happens. Let's grab alizarin. Maybe need to put this guy's head in. Grab some light red oxide for that. I think ultimately, hopefully, the takeaway is that, first of all, you can apparently use any color to make a betta fish. Let's grab sap green and Yeah, that seems to be the big takeaway, is any color. The charging in color does seem to work. It's pretty fun. This is definitely relaxing and enjoyable. Okay, that's sap green. Let's grab some alizarin. Let's see what happens. Let's do a view looking down. Let's make sure we're still on camera. Yeah, we're right about here is where we end. This one's more goldfishy, I believe. Big old sap green head. I'll feed in some alizarin. I think I am off camera though, so I'm gonna be careful with that. We'll try one more. So we played with the, I know we did the sword brush. We did kind of the cloud brush. This is just the softer hair Chinese brush. The mop I was having trouble with, the silver black velvet, but the Squirrel Mop does come to a better point. I don't know if I use that one for this, so I'll use that now. Let's see, let's grab phthalo blue. And actually, phthalo blue is like a great color for a betta fish. That, and let's see if I get a little cerulean. Payne's gray. Head. Feed in a little bit of Payne's gray for expressive marks. Do we have one more room for fish? Yeah, we probably fit one right down in here. And then we'll do a dry off, and we'll play around with the eyes and see what we can do with that. Let's do a burnt umber. Burnt umber and alizarin. I'll grab Payne's gray for the underside. Payne's gray head. So let me pause the camera, let me do a quick dry off, and I'll play around with the eyes. Alright, I think we're dry enough. So now with eyes, I feel is where I start to go a little sour. So let's try not to use Payne's gray this time, or at least pure Payne's gray. Let's put more colorful markings in. I might have to go darker, but we'll see. Sometimes, and I talked about this in the goldfish video, that it didn't really seem like there's a consistency between Chinese brush painting with eyes from one school to another, or a lot of things. So a part of me wonders, you know, how much you can make it your own with things like this. For instance, for these guys, I think I might just put the smallest hint of eyes and maybe disregard any form of a mouth and let just the kind of mouth illusion take place. And we could put, I'm going to play around with this guy. We'll see expressive marks and how they interact. So if this is something that you're into, experiment with this and see what happens. Here I'm just kind of doing little hash marks for the illusion of scales. Maybe that's something you like, maybe that's something you don't. But, you know, it's all experimenting and finding your own style. In some cases, I'm curious, rather than charging in, if we kind of outline. Here we put some lines in while it was wet, and you have a faint hint of that. If my spray brush was working, I could utilize that as well. But I think we'll leave this experiment at that. Hope you enjoyed. You know, please like, subscribe, follow. If you have any questions, comments, or anything like that, let me know down below. And of course, I have a Patreon account if you would like to support this channel. All right, I'll talk to y'all soon. Have a good day.